Hey, it's me. It's Mark Wahlberg. What's going on? It's movie news.
Good morning, Vietnam!
You are a toy!
My sons were better men.
She wouldn't even harm a fly.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I remember when they first started reviews. I hated them.
And he's Mike.
That's SpongeBob?
He was.
Okay.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Okay. And he's got a small penis.
I do.
Alright.
And we got some movie news for you peoples today.
You going in between like an old lady and like an old crone.
I've been
Which is, I guess, the same thing.
I've been doing a lot of character work lately.
Oh yeah?
I've been trying to work on it.
What's your best character?
SpongeBob.
That's not even SpongeBob.
The old lady.
That's not even an old lady.
I remember when they first invented chocolate.
What was she supposed to be?
hated it.
What was she supposed to be?
An old lady. They were selling her chocolate.
Yeah, but she was like all wrinkled and...
Right. She was supposed to smear it on her body and she'll live forever.
Was she a fish?
Oh, I don't know what she was supposed to
Yeah.
do. I don't know. She was old.
You don't listen very well, do you?
Not at all.
Let's start off today's movie news with a new movie has been announced coming, a Stan Lee biopic production. Long overdue. I've always wanted to see the life of Stan Lee. Oh wait, I'm getting word that's not what it's about. Oh, okay, thank you. Apparently, Stan Lee's biopic will be a James Bond, Roger Moore-esque action spy thriller.
Like, how are they going to do that?
I have
And
no
why Stan Lee of
fucking
all
clue.
people?
Sounds awesome.
I'm aware, but like, when you think of Stan Lee, I want to know how he.
I mean, he was in
those
World War
characters.
II.
Well, no one cares about that. They care about Spider-Man.
Are you serious right now? Like, he lived an awesome life.
Hey, Jack Kirby. Let's learn about him. How did he get involved?
Well, if it's a Stan Lee movie, it won't be anything to do with Jack Kirby.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to learn. Well, when those two work together.
Yeah, they won't talk about it, though.
They should.
As far as the Stan Lee movie would be concerned, it'd be all Stan Lee, just like life is.
Right, but I want to learn more about that end of it.
Yeah.
And not he's a secret agent or whatever the hell they're gonna do.
Who would he be fighting against?
I don't know. Hydra?
The evil group Excelsior. It'd be funny. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Who do you think would play him?
Dude, how do
Fassbender.
Dude, they should totally get
Fassbender.
Fassbender to do it. Oh, that'd be perfect.
Right? Fassbender would be great. Yeah, go out and check out the news on that. It's something to read about for sure. Do you see the J.K. Simmons as Jim Gordon?
You
photo?
did? You saw that picture? With
Yeah,
him standing next
standing next to
to
Bat Signal.
Yeah.
Dude, how much does he look like Gordon from
Dude.
the animated series?
He looks great.
It looks awesome.
Simmons is a great just actor in general. So, I
Yeah.
mean, he's going to be able to crush Gordon. As long as they do give him a good story to go off of.
Good crush pig.
Huh?
Good crush pig.
Good crush pig.
Kathy Bates finally getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Do good for her, though.
Yeah, I love Kathy Bates.
She's got a great resume.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
I love Kathy Bates, dude. Fried green tomatoes.
She's on American Horror Story now, too.
Yeah.
She's great in that.
I always tell my mom this. I'm like, you remind me of Kathy Bates, or Kathy Bates reminds me of
Your
you.
mom? I've not looked at your mom and thought Kathy Bates.
Look at her again.
Okay.
Kathy Bates.
Okay.
I love Kathy Bates. She reminds me of my mom. I love my mom because she reminds me of Kathy Bates. I don't know.
So you love your mom because she looks like Kathy Bates?
Yeah, I don't think we'd be close if it wasn't for that. Margot Robbie said to co-produce the Harley Quinn movie.
That's good. Is she just producing it just so she has her name on the film? Or is she actually doing something?
That's what I think.
I think
to be
she's just
honest.
Margot Robbie's co-producing.
Yeah.
I'm doing air quotes for those that can't see me. She's co-producing it.
All the dinosaurs feared the T-Rex. I was like, what the fuck are you doing with those dinosaurs?
Air quotes. She's co-producing. With just for a name, just be able to act, just to
I mean,
credit
she's
her.
going to get a bigger paycheck for sure.
Well, yeah, but Margot Robbie's been killing it with everything she's been doing. So if you have her name on it, people are gonna see it.
You think so?
Yeah.
If they were to do Margot Robbie as, what was her name? Lorena Bobbitt. Would you see that movie?
Is she co-producing it?
No.
No, yet.
Alright. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, Listen, Zack Snyder's a producer on all the DC films.
Zack Snyder sucks.
We'll
He
get into that. Let's see. Mr. Sinister for Wolverine 3 cast. Richard E. Grant.
Yeah. Have they even said what Wolverine 3 is going to be titled?
No, not that I'm aware of.
It's just Wolverine 3 as of right now?
Untitled Wolverine sequel.
Wolverine 3.
Yeah, is that even Wolverine 3?
More
That's what's,
claws.
He's gonna get the claws! The clamps! But, I don't know. I'm excited to see where they go with this. Let's see. Tom Cruise officially signed back up for Mission Impossible 6. They finished their contract disputes.
I'm happy for it.
Yeah,
He's been crushing it with
you got Tom Cruise, you pay Tom Cruise. They tried to spin it off with Renner.
It's not Mission Impossible without a cruise.
It's not. You think? What do you mean without a cruise?
Without Cruise.
Okay.
Is there any other cruises that they can get?
What's his kid's name? Suri?
I thought that was a thing on iPhone.
That's Siri.
Oh.
Not really some big stuff happened this week, but we did get a lot of great trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the new Moana trailer?
Is that how you say it?
Moana.
Moana? I've been
Moana.
saying it wrong this whole time.
What have you been saying?
Like Mona.
It's not. No. Oh, hello. Everybody say hello to Brody. Brody, hello. All right. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty funny.
Another Rock movie that
Another The Rock movie.
the 80th this month.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's in everything.
Oh my god, yes.
Let's talk about the record-breaking trailer. And I really hate that I'm not being sarcastic there. For 50 Shades Darker.
Did you even see the first one?
Some bits and pieces, mainly the nudie parts. Come on, it's me.
I always thought it was funny when the book first came out. I was like, who wrote this? And they're like, some female. I wanted a male to write it just to see how nasty it could have gotten. Because
well, why can't a woman have made it nastier than a man?
Because a man, he's gonna go to that dark place.
He's gonna go 50 Shades Darker.
He's gonna go way darker. Because if women knew what goes on in a man's head,
oh yeah,
on every average day, that's when they're walking by.
If you're a woman and you want to know what goes on in a man's head, listen to Jim Jeffries.
yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad. I hate to say,
No.
like I didn't like the first movie. For the parts I saw, it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
Poor acting, poor dialogue, and all the reviews have said the same thing. So I know I'm not missing much there.
But it broke Star Wars record for
Most views in a day. Yeah, it was like 114 million.
Really? Why this one of all movies?
I don't know.
I mean, it's getting.
Well, the first one broke some records too.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, first one.
What wasn't it R-rated?
Yeah.
So probably R-rated things.
Probably.
And I think Deadpool came along and shattered all those.
No.
I thought Deadpool broke that record for like.
No, Deadpool had the best marketing campaign that's ever been out, but its trailers never broke
fantastic.
records.
Oh no, I'm talking about the actual movie itself.
Oh yeah. Well, the highest-grossing R-rated film of all time was Passion of the Christ until Deadpool.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. Flock of dudes.
Flock of dudes.
Flock of dudes.
I like the cast on that.
Yeah, it's like all comedians you've seen in other things
Uh huh.
getting together for like one movie about them with Chris D'Elia.
Right.
Is that how you say his name? Chris
And
D'Elia?
essentially,
Yeah.
it looked like this one guy just broke up with his friend group.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Hannah Simone.
Oh, yeah.
She plays, God, I forget her name now. She's the entire reason why I started watching New Girl, and then it turned out to be a really good show.
You watch New Girl?
I love New Girl.
I was thinking of Two Girl. What's that? Two Broke
New Girl. I'm
Girls?
going to start watching that too. I like the blonde.
Like you like her as an actor or like her because she's pretty?
She's pretty.
Okay.
She's got them legs. Legs for days.
You a leg guy?
I like legs. I'm not a leg guy, but I like
I
legs.
have legs. Why don't you be a leg guy for? I have legs.
Are you sexually attracted to your own legs?
I'm not sexually attracted to legs. I can't do nothing with a leg.
You can do. You have no imagination, my friend. Then there's the trailer for Nocturnal Animals with Jake Gyllenhaal and Amy Smart.
You never know what to expect from Gyllenhaal.
Is that her name, Amy Smart? No.
No, it wasn't.
Amy
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. That's what it is. Amy
think
Smart's
Amy
the one
Smart.
from Road Trip. and Just Friends.
Oh,
and
okay.
Crank.
No, yeah, Amy Adams. I like Amy Adams.
She's a great actress.
She's pretty.
Dude, Amy Adams is that actress who is gorgeous, and you don't realize just how gorgeous she is because they always downplay it until they put her in something to like sexualize her, and you're just like, she is
like the bathtub scene in BVS that had no point to her being in the. That could have worked with her being on the couch. There's no need for her to be in that bathtub in that.
Yeah, but
scene.
it was cute to see him get in the tub with her.
You can. Why?
That was the best. That is the best on-screen relationship for Lois and Clark that there's ever been.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say ever. Like no.
No,
but
no,
Lois and Clark, yeah.
Dean Cain and Terry. Oh God, what's her name? She's in Desperate Housewives. Terry
from
Terry Hatcher.
From
they were good from Lois and Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And then Erica Durance and Tom Welling were okay. I always preferred Kristen Couric for Lana.
I guess Superman, Lois Lane. I'll put them at the top. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a big Superman fan, as you know.
Yeah, we had an argument the other day.
Pretty. Yeah, because you're.
We'll get into that later.
Okay.
Do you see the trailer for Miss Sloane starring Jessica Chastain? I mean,
Chastain. Academy buzz already, right?
Yeah.
It's getting.
She's an anti-gun lobbyist.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be interesting.
Like in real life?
Yeah, that's a true.
Really?
This is a true story. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
yeah. Chastain, she's pretty too.
She is.
We're getting out of pretty ladies.
We really went to see Huntsman: Winter's War just because Charlize Theron, or Theron, Jessica Chastain, and Emily Blunt.
Love
like
it.
Three of our favorites.
Love
were
it.
in one movie
I'm
together.
actually not a huge fan of Theron. I'm not. In my opinion, I'm gonna stick to it. She's got resting bitch face, and it's scary. She could kick my ass, and I don't like that.
Okay.
Like, my penis gets really excited, but then scared at the same time. So it's like this in between, flaccid, like waving up and down every time I look at her. Yeah, I don't like that.
Your mom listens to this podcast.
I hope she doesn't listen to that part.
I hope she does.
I'm gonna get a call next.
Yeah.
Be like, what the hell are you talking about?
At least you didn't swear.
You're right. I didn't say a single curse word.
How about the Bastards trailer with Owen Wilson and Ed Helms?
That looked funny too.
Yeah.
It looked funny because of the potential father figure that they keep bringing up.
Yeah, it didn't look funny because of Owen Wilson. Or
It
Ed
looked
Helms.
funny because they had like Terry Bradshaw, and then they had J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
And those guys looked funny.
Yeah.
So I think the supporting cast is what's going to carry the
didn't
film.
laugh in the trailer till the end with that one Ving Rhames joke.
Oh, about how he's talking about the stuff
Yeah.
they did to
All
him.
we did was cuddle.
All we did was cuddle.
In his voice, that was perfect.
Yeah.
So, check it out if you're into Owen Wilson comedies.
Good trailers this year.
Yeah.
This week. Those are great trailers.
Yeah. Did you see the X-Men mall scene?
I did, and it made me upset just because that should have been in the film.
Right.
Some of those should have been in the film.
It's not that the film needed it, but
It was bad. The film was bad.
yeah, but it added levity when they were missing it.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Like the Jubilee. Like Jubilee didn't use her powers at all.
Yeah.
And at least she used some of it. Some powers in that.
Yeah. I mean,
something
it was cool
happened.
to see how at that point the people weren't afraid of the mutants too. Like they were
Right.
walking around
Like
in public.
Nightcrawler, they're like awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Giving them a thumbs up and stuff.
Yeah. How about the last shot is Nightcrawler spinning on his tail, but all you see is the wording for it because they would have had to digitally do
They had to green
it.
screen it, yeah.
That's
so
funny.
funny.
You want to take over box office this week?
Box office.
Maybe give it a rundown.
Box office knows.
Box office no.
Alright, coming in at number 1 we have Sully that made $22 million. Have you seen Sully or anything about it?
I heard it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean Hanks.
I'm not a big fan of Clint Eastwood's work.
Oh, they say Tom Hanks. I was gonna hate you.
No, I fucking love Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Love Hanks.
Love wings.
But it's just Clint Eastwood has a specific tone and shit he does for everything. And I can already tell that this movie will drag on in certain places and just keep pounding you.
Well, because you think the big climactic part, which I haven't seen yet, is the plane.
Which is all
hitting.
20 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean... Well, that's the movie that's going to stand on writing alone.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Blair Witch that came in at $9.6 million.
Yeah.
Did you look the first one, right?
I love the first Blair Witch Project.
That was the beginning of the found film horror movies.
Found footage, yeah, for sure. That was the first one to do and make money.
Your favorite movie on the list, Bridget Jones's Baby.
I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, because I knew you like Bridget
I
Jones.
love Bridget. Dude, they're so funny.
Uh-huh.
Colin Firth has never been greater. All right? And this one's got fucking McDreamy in it. Patrick Dempsey, who I love. If you haven't seen Can't Buy Me Love, it's a nice little 80s romantic comedy. Go check it out. I think it's his first film.
Is it?
Yeah.
You heard it here for people. First film, go check it out.
It's McDreamy when he was McNerdy. It's cool. Yeah.
Number 4 was Snowden at $8 million.
Do you want to see Snowden?
I do.
You do?
Just because I want to see how they portray him. Because you think about Edward Snowden, the man, in real world, how the media portrayed him, as well as like what he actually did compared to what people are saying he did, and that whole web of.
How do you view Snowden?
I think he should be looked at more as a hero as a villain.
I agree. I think Edward Snowden's a hero. The thing that worries me about this movie is that Oliver Stone, the guy who did it, always picks a side when he does something. So like he never tells like both sides of the story, or gives you multiple viewpoints on a single story. He goes, all right, this is how I view it, so this is how you're gonna view it.
Right, and that might piss me off because if he takes the stance of he's
a villain, right?
I'm just
From what I'm hearing, he takes the stance of he's a hero.
Okay.
So yeah, that might make me happy. I just want JGL to do something that doesn't bomb, and he finally gets the recognition he deserves, because that dude is so fucking talented.
Yeah.
I swore.
Yes, you did. That is okay.
Damn.
Number 5 was Don't Breathe at $5.6 million.
Dude, hanging in there.
I know, right? How long has it been out for? Been a
3
little
weeks.
bit. 3 weeks. A little bit.
Yeah.
He's made his money back, right?
Oh,
And then some?
it's almost at 100 already. 100 mil.
Okay.
For a fuck.
And those horror films normally don't cost that much.
For a horror film, yeah.
Yeah. So that was your top 5 box office this week.
Now we're gonna get into a little topic we're gonna call conversations from now on.
Weekly Smackdown.
Weekly talk at
We
ya.
need something. Talk at ya.
Talk at ya.
Talk at ya.
Chalk at ya.
Chalk at ya.
Talk at ya.
The weekly chalk at ya.
Talk at ya. Talk at ya. We're gonna call it the weekly talk at ya for now until we can come up with a better name. Debate just wasn't working because we're not really debating at this point. We kind of agree with each other on many points, and then we kind of turn each other, and then at the end of it, when the mic is off, we sit there and go, no, you were right. So it doesn't work out. So we're just going to call it the talk at ya for now. This week we're going to talk about directors or people who need to step away from their franchises at this point. I think I know where you're going. Mm-hmm. And you probably know where I'm going. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take a wild stab and say you're gonna say Zack Snyder. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Bryan Singer. Big surprise, we both chose comic book franchises.
I love him so much,
I know.
and he's just raping it. It's so
I
bad.
disagree he's raping it, but, we can save that term for another usage.
Well, why do you think Bryan Singer needs to step? I'm assuming.
I want you to start.
Oh, okay.
I want you to start.
Like always, I have to start everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Zack Snyder. I don't know if it's him making these decisions, but if it is, he should stop with the old storylines that he keeps choosing.
Okay.
For the
Go on.
for all the Justice League stuff.
Toast.
Like all the issues in BVS was writing issues, and
I'll disagree, but go ahead.
how do you figure? How wasn't it?
Have you seen the Ultimate Edition?
No.
As someone who has, it's a better movie than the theatrical cut.
Was that a good movie though?
Yes. The Ultimate Edition is a good movie.
So who decides? So the editor is probably the dick that did that.
The studio.
Right. So maybe the studio needs stuff.
I think Warner Brothers is the issue, not Zack Snyder.
Warner Brothers is pretty bad.
Because Zack Snyder, I agree. Coming out of that theatrical cut, I was like, dude, get Zack Snyder the fuck away from it.
Yeah.
But then I sit there and I think, I loved Man of Steel.
I don't know why.
It's a great movie.
I don't.
He takes.
How?
Okay, hang on. He takes Superman and does something with Superman that nobody thought was how it should be done.
Superman's dumb in the first place.
No, Superman is not dumb in the first place.
Dumb.
Batman is dumb.
You're dumb.
The only reason why Batman is cool is because he's the only human that can go toe to toe with the gods of DC.
And
If he was in the Marvel universe, he'd be a normal character and would not have the hype around him.
And Superman is just a definition of my dad is stronger than your dad. It's
No,
so
Superman
dumb.
is not that definition.
he is.
How many times has Superman died? More than any other character in freaking DC history.
Because that's for straight storyline. If you on paper, it's like, all right, we got this guy that's super strong, can fly, X-ray vision, heat vision. Well, what's his weakness? A rock from a million miles away,
Light years.
from 27 light years away. If you want to get specific,
That is that's the distance.
27.2.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's like, oh, well, how do you beat him? Well, you just gotta get that rock.
Anyways,
Well, that's
like I was
stupid.
saying to you,
Who's
rudely
this-
interrupted.
who's this-
Till you rudely interrupted.
Who's this villain? Some bald guy. Oh, real fucking interesting.
You swore.
Good. No depth. He's too
He's got
vanilla.
great
He's
depth.
too Boy Scout.
The whole okay, you're an idiot.
I'm
the
an
whole
idiot.
point of Superman is that Superman is a human.
He's not a human.
Hang on, he's an alien trying to be human. He's the definition of the American dream. He's an immigrant from another place coming to America, trying to fit in and make his own living his own way.
Oh yeah, but he can fly and super strength and everything.
Right.
That's not exactly pulling yourself up from your bootstraps.
Okay. So who do you think's the more interesting character, Superman or Clark Kent?
Character?
Yes.
I hate both of them. But if you're making me choose, like Superman.
Superman. You think Superman is more?
Just because
I think Clark
you're
Kent is the
making
more.
me choose.
I think Clark Kent is the more interesting character because Clark Kent is the human side of the god.
He just wears glasses. How don't you know it's him?
Henry Cavill walked around New York City without glasses
Because
on.
people hate
Hang
Henry
on.
Cavill.
People love Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
he's not
clearly not that
he's not the
much.
problem with Superman.
Plus, that was editing.
Yes.
It was all editing. People know the record.
He wore glasses and people did not recognize him as Superman. And he literally stood in front of a billboard of BVS with Superman on it.
I'm not buying it.
And he's just like, well, I guess the whole glasses thing is real.
Not buying it.
It happened.
I mean, I'm aware it happened.
Okay.
I think it was staged.
It wasn't.
It was staged.
It wasn't.
You can't prove it wasn't.
I can.
Okay.
Henry Cavill was by
We're
himself.
supposed to be arguing something else here.
Yes, I know. Sorry, we digress. Man of Steel is a great movie.
It isn't.
That's your opinion, however wrong it might be.
And I'm going to stick to it.
Okay, go ahead. You're only saying it's not because other people have told you
No,
it's not.
because it's bad.
You have not formed your own fucking opinion on this movie.
It's bad.
We're going to watch it again one
Okay.
day, and you're going to sit there and tell me what you don't like during the movie.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
Okay. I think Bryan Singer should step away from the X-Men franchise because he's had more chances than Snyder has.
And he keeps doing the same thing.
He keeps doing... Dude, how
How many
many
Phoenix
times?
Force? Dude, every time.
Gene, unleash your power! Worst fucking part of that movie.
Swore.
I know. I don't care at that point. Too hard.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mrs. Cook.
Yeah, honestly, you might be right with this one. Singer stuff.
And that's the only reason why. Like, Snyder, okay, he did a movie that was well received. Man of Steel. Not well received, but, you know, people like that movie. It's not hated like BVS was.
Yeah.
You could watch Man of Steel and say, this is an at least entertaining movie.
You think the second will be better?
I do.
Talking Man of Steel 2?
I do.
I think
I
think it can only go up.
Yeah.
Just listen to the fans!
No, don't listen to the fans.
What do you mean?
We'd get the stupidest movies if we listened to the fans.
Listen to your source material. What works?
How does it work? Tell me how it works. Okay, this is the problem I have with this whole source material.
What
works.
do you mean?
How many copies does a comic book sell?
I don't have the number. A lot.
No, not a lot.
Really?
They're lucky to be 20,000 copies.
What is like the new Rebirth selling?
I mean, Rebirth is doing pretty well right now, but I guarantee you it's not like a specific issue has sold 1 million copies. They're not like normal books, dude. They don't get huge sell rates.
But I think that people know them and like them, so that's why if you just follow.
Well, they know the character. They don't know the stories. Think about when I first started getting into this. All my background was, was like the TV shows and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got me more into comics, where I started reading the storylines directly from the comic material.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, there are some great stories. However, would they translate to the big screen? No. Do you really think a live-action adaptation of Starro would work?
Not to cut you off, but Harley Quinn's issue
Rebirth?
sells 10.2 million copies.
Okay. So that's Harley Quinn, who is a popular character.
Right, Superman isn't?
I guarantee you Superman's not as popular as Harley Quinn now. And hang on,
Yeah,
we just
probably.
had Suicide Squad.
Right.
So that probably boosted those sales.
Most likely.
But, like, I remember Fantastic Four got canceled because it was only selling, 20,000, 30,000 copies an issue?
Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Was it?
And it's one of the oldest comic book lines.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's just not enough people know the source material to sit there and say, oh, we gotta follow this direct. And you don't have to. Marvel proves it. They take great storylines and just...
They're pretty good with staying with source material, though.
Iron Man 2,
I mean...
that's the alcoholism, that's the comic story run where Tony
But that
Stark
one was
becomes an
one of the-
alcoholic and...
Iron Man 2 are my least favorite ones.
Exactly. So following the source material doesn't always work.
Yeah, but like Civil War, that was pretty straight from the comics.
No, it wasn't.
What do you mean?
That wasn't even close to being the comic Civil War.
I mean, granted, you can do everything,
Who
but
died?
they're pretty close. I mean, just what I said, you
How
can't
many
do
characters
everything.
did they have?
So I said you can't do everything.
So then why? So then how is follow the source material a good argument? If you can't do everything, you're negating your
well, that's
own argument.
my point.
It's not your point. That's my point.
You can't do everything, but if you stay at least in the range of the source material,
We finally have it fucking recorded of you being the one to change your fucking tune.
I just said follow source material. I mean, you can't do everything exactly. As long as you stay in your zone, you'll be fine.
I said that. You said follow the source material. Listen to the fans.
That's literally what I'm saying. Are we agreeing and just arguing?
I don't know.
We might be agreeing.
I don't think so. I'm gonna listen back to this, and you're
Okay.
gonna be a dick. You
What
watch.
I'm saying is follow source material. You can't do everything exactly, but as long as you stay within your lane of the source material, you'll be
Well,
fine.
who decides that lane?
What do you mean? Who decides that lane?
Who decides the lane in which you need to follow?
I
Is
mean,
that
you're
is that on the
deciding.
director or the studio? No.
Oh,
You
probably the
can't-
studio.
You think that's the studio? See, this is the problem. I think Zack Snyder did something really cool, whereas he took Superman and made, and this is why I like Man of Steel, he made it a sci-fi movie instead of a comic book movie. Mm-hmm. What about that movie felt comic booky? Nothing, right? He made it a sci-fi fantasy movie.
Right. Well, besides the fighting.
But I mean, like, the big world-destroying machines, and how, dude, okay, right now I'm going to drop some knowledge, and you're going to realize I'm right. How cool is Krypton at the beginning? Wouldn't you have liked to have seen, explored that a little more?
Well, it has to blow up, or it has to.
Yeah,
go
but
away.
how cool was that? I mean, in, 10 minutes of Krypton scenes, he shows, like, 50 different exotic creatures and stuff like that. That place was cool. Oh, you like something from Man of Steel, do you?
Yeah, the thing that dies.
Russell Crowe is awesome as Jor-El. Can we agree on that?
I like Russell Crowe.
Yeah,
He can stay.
Yeah, he can stay, especially
can
after
stay.
Nice Guys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Bryan Singer's had he's did X1 and X2, which were great. They started the comic book movies of being good. They really did, if you think about it.
Blade?
Yeah, but Blade didn't make the money X-Men did. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I mean,
Blade would make, I want to say, like, $20 million over its production budget.
when did the first X-Men come out? Was it before Spider-Man?
2000?
Was it before Spider-Man?
Let's check this out. Hang on. So yeah, X-Men 1 was 2000, Spider-Man 1 was 2002,
July 14th was X-Men to be exact.
July 14th.
Yeah.
I know I know Spider-Man was after 2001 just because they had that one trailer where the webs were between the Twin Towers and it caught a helicopter. And that was one of their marketing things. And then 9/11 happened and they had to change their marketing tactic.
When did Spawn come out?
We say good comic book movies.
I made me think of it. You said Spider-Man. I'm like, man, when did Spawn come out? Because Spawn was awful.
Yeah, I'd like John Leguizamo's clown thingy.
His clown thingy?
He looked like John Wayne Gacy.
Spawn did?
John Leguizamo was the clown in Spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
What about that?
Yeah.
Cool.
John Leguizamo, or is that how it was? I don't know how I was saying his name before that. Anyways, then you got Bryan Singer who comes back and does okay. So he's 2 for 2 out of X-Men and X2. Then he comes back and he does Days of Future Past, taking over. Matthew Vaughn was originally supposed to do it, but he did Kingsman instead. Which,
Good
thank
choice.
you, yes, very good
choices.
choice, because we still got a great Days of Future Past. That movie was great.
It was of the X-Men, that's probably up there for one of the best.
You could tell Singer was back, though, because Days of Future Past felt less fun than First Class did. First Class had that Matthew Vaughn style that you can't beat. It's like when you watch a Shane Black film, you know? You get that very specific sense of humor. With Bryan Singer, you get the...
Phoenix Force.
Yeah, Phoenix Force. Like, again. Sit down! Hey! We're recording a podcast. Sit down. Alright. Anyways. So fat.
Yeah,
But X-Men Apocalypse, there was just no fun to be had.
no. And it's just, and the cast was awful.
Now, the only way I'd be willing to get... And here's why I don't blame BVS like I do X-Men Apocalypse. There's no setup for coming after X-Men Apocalypse. The whole point of BVS was that they were trying to cram all that into one movie.
Yeah.
So that could have been a million different issues plus that causing
And
it.
they're kind of playing catch-up to Marvel.
Yeah,
So we gotta
they
add
tried,
all this.
instead of doing 15 movies to build your universe, they did one movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I blame the studio for a lot, especially after seeing the Ultimate Edition. It's a good movie.
And then to introduce the characters all in that
Yep.
30-second Wonder Woman clicking on a computer.
I'll tell you what, there was no need to redo the Batman origin.
No, people know it.
They know. And that's the whole reason why you won't see a Spider-Man origin.
Right. That's why I
Homecoming.
think Marvel is great. Like, you probably need a Doctor Strange origin. People don't know him that well.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't done a movie before...
But like a Spider-Man, you don't need it.
No.
Batman, you don't need it.
No.
But for some reason, they try to add that in there. Even if what they should have done for Batman, was even like they had a million dream sequences. Even in one of the dream sequences, if you just briefly say "after my parents' death" and then move on.
They didn't even need the dream sequences in BVS.
Yeah, but
Like,
that was bad.
as cool as it was to see parademons, it deterred from the rest of the movie. That
Right.
should have been cut from the film. That Batman dream sequence. That was stupid.
It was. I don't like a dream sequence.
No. And then I told you, even this in theaters, after we saw the theatrical cut, the one thing that gave me hope was the fact that all of a sudden the Flash shows up in, like,
in
the Speed Force, and is
Uh-huh.
like, "Am I too soon? I'm too soon." So what is he talking about? Like,
Lois,
that right
Lois
there-
is the key, or whatever he said.
yeah, like that right there is a very, very comic booky thing, which made me finally sit there and go, okay, so at least they're trying to make this comic book now. Mm-hmm. You know? But casting, dialogue, I agree with you, some of them were bad. But overall, I still have more hope for the DC universe than I do for the X-Men universe at this point.
Oh yeah, the X-Men. There's nowhere else to go for them. I feel like the
Yeah.
X-Men.
Think about it like this, ready? Deadpool was so fucking good. And it was rated R, and Bryan Singer had nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. It was Kinberg who helped pen it with the two other writers. Kinberg was a producer, and Tim Miller was the director, and then Ryan Reynolds had those... what are those guys' names? The two writers that came in. Wasn't it Lord and Miller? No, it wasn't Lord and Miller. I forget who the two were, but they weren't even allowed on set. You see that? Ryan Reynolds had to pay for them to be on set.
I did
What
actually.
a good fucking dude.
Dude, love Ryan Reynolds.
Love Reynolds. Alright, so you're sticking with Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to rewatch Superman together.
Definitely. I'm telling you, you'll like it, man. I don't get how you don't like it. I
We'll
really
rewatch-
don't.
I mean, I hate Superman to begin with.
That might be your issue. I still don't get that. He's got more character depth than any other character in the DC universe.
No,
Yes.
we'll argue
Yes.
this another time.
Watch. Okay, for those of you who aren't into comic books, go check out Superman American Alien. It's written by this dude who I think he might be a little out there, but he is so fucking talented and just awesome to listen to. Max Landis. There we go. I just blanked on his name. Check out American Alien by Max Landis. It's I think it's a 7-issue run. Mm-hmm. I had them all on my phone on my DC app. It's basically Max Landis has the same viewpoint I do, which is why I think I related to this storyline so much better to most coming out. It's basically, all right, this is Clark Kent's story. and how he deals with being Superman.
It's not a Superman story per se. It's a Clark Kent story.
It's more of a Clark Kent story than it is a Superman story. Like, he does very Superman-y things, but it's more about Clark Kent's journey to finding himself and becoming the hero he's supposed to be. But he does take some liberties with the characters. Like, he makes him less stronger than he normally is. So, like, yeah, a bullet isn't going to penetrate his skin, but it's going to bruise the shit out of it. It's really good. Check it out. I recommend it for sure. Alright, guys, that'll do it for this day's Talk-At-Ya.
Talk-At-Ya.
We're about to go watch some football.
Football.
Who?
I tried to rhyme it. It didn't work.
Alright, as always.
He is Mike!
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know.
And he's Adam. Go Patriots.
No, don't go Patriots.
Go Patriots.
Don't go Patriots.
Go Patriots.
Go LA.
Keep it tight.